Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day, good night. Wherever you are, whenever you're seeing this, I hope you are good. So guys, today we're going to be getting into a new moon in Leo reading. There's going to be a new moon in Leo on July 24th. I love a new moon in Leo because we know new moons are all about creating a new beginning, having a fresh start, and working with the moon energy and the sun in Leo, which is its ruling sign. It's just so good. It's so refreshing. It's exactly the energy that we need to kickstart new projects, to redefine our joy, step back into our creativity, and just kind of get rededicated to ourselves and rededicated to where we're supposed to be. So let's go ahead and get into this reading all about what you need to hear this week for this new moon in Leo. You do not want to miss this chance to set some very powerful intentions and step into some new things. Of course, we're going to be doing private readings for the new moon in Leo. We're going to answer 3 questions for everybody that does a private reading. How can joy be helping you manifest? What intention should you be setting, and also what should you be creating right now? So this new moon is all about redefining joy. It's about being specific and intentional about finding joy every single day. I hope we have a little bit about that in the cards. It's also about, finding your true passion, finding your true voice, and, getting back into who you really are. And I feel like we've had a lot of different placements with the full moon and the new moon and everything else that's been going on. We also have Mercury in retrograde right now. So I feel like we've had so many alignments pushing us towards our truth and pushing us away from facades, away from what isn't what we think it is, which is exactly what we want. We always want to end up in a space where we feel like we're right where we're supposed to be and it makes sense and it feels good. So let's go ahead and get into this. If you want a private reading to see how this new moon in Leo is going to be personally affecting you, check down below in the description box to get into it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into everybody's message. Okay, first things first, guys, you know how we do this. We're going to start with our energy oracle. So we have storm warning out the gate. Let's get into it. We have storm warning. We have rest and rejuvenation. Rest and rejuvenation, adjacent possibilities. Envy. Okay, come on, somebody, envy. And we also have yin and yang. Let's get into this. This is very, very interesting. So we have yin and yang, envy, adjacent possibilities, and rest and rejuvenation, and this storm warning. So we know the storm warning. I love this card. We have the ending of cycles. We have things wrapping up for us, which makes sense because the new moon is about a blank slate. So I feel like, okay, this kind of came pretty clear to me. At first I was kind of like, but now she's very clear. So with resting and with these adjacent possibilities, it could be a very scary thing to be in a place where the world is your oyster and you can have whatever you want, manifest whatever you want, attract whatever you want. And I feel like having too many possibilities or having too many pathways could be, making us start to question ourselves. Or what do you do when you don't know what to do? Do you start to compare yourself to others to see what everybody else is doing? Do you start to, think about the things that you've done in the past and what you need to spend a block on? Do you start to figure out, where somebody is, where you, want to be, like find somebody that's in the position you want to be in and just kind of copy what they're doing? Do you just ask questions and wait and not do anything? What do you do when you don't know what to do? Because this storm warning and rest and rejuvenation is so indicative to where we are right now, coming out of a storm, coming out of things wrapping up, coming out of things kind of hitting a boiling point for some of us, and coming to a space where it's like, okay, let me regather, let me start over, let me figure out, everything that I've experienced since this space. How have I been feeling? What's been going on for me? What have I been thinking about? How has this been changing my relationships? Who's been showing up for me as I've been feeling the things that I've been feeling, and how has everything been aligning so I can continue to move forward and be who I need to be for myself ultimately? That's really a big question that we're asking here. How can I move forward and keep being who I need to be for me? With adjacent possibilities, we're just showing that there's so many things that we can do. And, we're not limited by anything. And maybe we were limited by certain things in the past. So it could be that the storm warning was pushing us past limitations and past things that were maybe blocking us from really stepping into what we needed. Do not let envy set in. Do not think about the past. Do not think about, who you were involved with in the past, what you were involved with in the past, how you wasted your time. Release any bitter energy that you feel about the past and about the hard lessons that you've had to go through and, overcome. Release whatever you could be feeling about about those things that could be making you kind of miss the point, because the point isn't to look back. The point isn't to look around and distaste. The point is to feel good about the space that you're in and feel good that finally you're in a space where you can have whatever you want. When you are limited by whatever this was that was limiting us, hopefully we get some answers about that in the other cards. But when you're in a space that's limited, there's only certain things you're going to be able to get from that, and eventually it stops giving you what you need. Point blank, period. That's how we outgrow jobs, how we outgrow friends randomly, how we just wake up one day and we decide we want something different. A lot of times it's just a switch that goes off that, lets us know time's up, lets us know we're ready to step into something different, or that it's time for that. So I think it's just important to make sure you're listening to that right now and not allowing yourself to start to feel frustrated, disgusted. Do not start to feel like that. And maybe that's how you used to feel in the past, and this past situation that's done, but let go of that, because that's not the point. And feeling like that is going to be why you miss the point. Feeling like that is going to be why you regret not jumping on certain things right now. You do not want to waste the energy that you have right now on comparisons, on jealousy, on keeping up with whoever. You want to use this energy right now for you. And we have yin and yang. So this is about getting in touch with you, getting in touch with your third eye, your intuition, your divine compass, knowing when it's time to move forward and when it's time to take a pause. I feel like, you could have released, or we could have released rather, some holds on our life, some things that were maybe stopping us from maybe doing certain things. This could be certain people, it could be certain fears, certain doubts, certain frustration. Maybe you had a really good day, or you saw a really good message, or you had a really good conversation with somebody, or a really bad day, a really bad conversation, a really rough message, or whatever the case may be, but something changed how you view your control and your power over your life. And I think that the last full moon that we had was actually about regaining your power, reclaiming your power, taking back your power, listening to your inner voice, and really trusting that. I think it was a full moon in Capricorn. Yes, we had a full moon in Capricorn. And it was about harnessing that discipline and, trusting your inner voice and allowing that energy to lead you forward. You're going to need that now more than ever, for sure. Let's keep going, guys. I don't know why I feel like this message is going to be a lengthy one. Maybe it won't be, though. Let's see. Let's keep going. How you guys feeling about the tea already? We have communicate clearly. We have ask your angels. Ask your angels. We have if you believe and reconsider. If you believe and reconsider. So I love a reconsider. Reconsider to me just says, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? And anytime God tells us, are you sure about that? You want to revisit. You want to say, maybe I'm not too sure. I'm actually not sure about that. I want to revisit. I want to, make sure that this is really, really, really what I want. If you believe, ask your angels, communicate clearly. If you believe, of course, having faith is going to be important. Gratitude is going to be important now more than ever. Believing that you can have what you want and manifest what you want. Seeing and believing, asking and receive, ask your angels, and of course, the energy with this new moon, the most important thing that I'm getting from this new moon is joy. That's the most important message out of all of the things. The intentions of manifesting, joy is the most important thing, because joy is kind of, one of the best things that we get to experience while we're here outside of love. And joy and love can coexist, but they also can exist, independently. But joy is so, so, so beautiful. And out of joy really comes so much faith and hope and happiness and, optimism and peace of mind and a calm spirit and forgiveness. And, joy is a beautiful, beautiful energy to have. Joy is one of those fruits of the spirit, honey. So welcoming in joy is really, really beautiful. And I feel like, getting those messages and having faith, the happier we are in our everyday life, the more joyous we're able to be. And I feel like joy is bigger than happiness. I don't know the exact definition of joy. I may look it up and put it somewhere, but I think for me anyway, joy feels like, a happiness that's unconditional. It feels like a happiness that lives within you, a happiness that just is, a jubilation, if you will, like we're literally like a jubilation, a party, a get down, like where your energy is just on fire just because, like a passion just because, and I think that's, a beautiful, beautiful magnet for all of the good things that we want in life, because we're feeling so good. Our vibration is so high. Joy is going to be bringing in a lot of things for us in this season, specifically this week. We also have reconsider again. So remember, reconsider. Don't feel like you're at the end of your rope. Don't feel like things are hopeless. Don't feel like things can't change. Reconsider. Ask again. Ask another question. Take another route. Look into another opinion. Reconsider. Communicate clearly. Make sure you're being very vocal about the things that you need right now. Let that be something that gives you courage and peace. Take the time that you need to rest and prepare and communicate clearly. Do some journaling. Communicate to yourself. Talk a lot in prayer. Talk a lot out loud in meditation. I think that could be a really beautiful thing to just allow you to allow us to get comfortable with ourselves, comfortable with our voice, and comfortable with just asking for the things that we need. Because if we ask, we will receive. Okay, let's keep going. So we have finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. We have a warning of a problem either now in the near future. We have bow, you're highly thought of. You're highly thought of, bow. Chain of events that will affect your life. Chain of events that will affect your life. Broken ring, parting of the ways either in romance or business. Parting of the ways either in romance or business. We have bouquet, compliments from an admirer. Lots of different energies, honey. We're going to take our time getting through this. We have shield. You need to defend yourself. And we have claw. Be careful. Do not take risks. Be careful. Do not take risks. So let's get into it. Just like I was saying, it's important to tap into your intuition right now. We have that yin and yang, so it's kind of similar energies. You want to not, take risks, and you want to know when you want to take risks. When should I move forward? And I think a good question to ask yourself, since we have this envy, is what intention am I moving forward with? I think that could be a good gauge for how should I move forward. Am I moving forward because I'm just tired already? Am I moving forward because I'm inspired by the spirit? Am I moving forward because I got to keep up with such and such? Why are you pushing yourself to do certain things? Thinking about that intention could be really important. Claw, be careful. Do not take risks. Just be very calculated right now. There's a lot going on, honey. Be very calculated. Warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. Broken ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. So like I mentioned, realizing that something doesn't serve you anymore in love, realizing it doesn't serve you anymore in career. This is definitely something that we could have experienced with this storm warning. Also with bow, you are highly thought of. We also have, compliments from an admirer. We have chain events that will affect your life. So I feel like, there's a lot of things that are happening at once. And there's a lot of, sometimes I've been going back and forth over the last couple of months saying two things can be true, and then in some circumstances saying these two things can't be true at the same time. But I say that to say, in this space, I feel like there's a lot happening right now. I feel like there's definitely an ending of something where we're realizing that we need to protect ourselves and we need to be more mindful about what we're stepping into and what we're doing. We don't want to just be making decisions just to make them. Maybe we're seeing what happens when we make decisions just to make them. But in another space, we're shining. In another space, people are seeing us because of our light. People are thinking very highly of us. We have compliments coming in. We have opportunity coming in. You need to defend yourself. There's a chain of events right now that's affecting your life. We're going from one season to another. And warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. So there could be something coming to a head if it hasn't come to a head already. The ending of a relationship, you realizing like the final straw of leaving a job, leaving a friend behind, leaving a situation. But also in that space, there's another situation that's rising up. Compliments, be careful, do not take risks. This isn't a situation to just do something. You have to ease yourself out of where you're leaving and ease into where you're going. Defend yourself. Take the time to build a defense. Take the time to say, wait, what am I feeling? How am I feeling? Ask your angels. Communicate clearly. Reconsider. Don't just go with what you've always done or what you have always maybe felt like you should do. If you've thought about what you would do in this situation or how you would handle this situation, don't do that. Challenge yourself to do something different. Challenge yourself to maybe do what you typically wouldn't have done, because this is a very specific situation and we want to handle it in the right way. We want to make sure that we're doing the right things that we need to do. Again, we have broken rings. So parting the ways, there's definitely something coming to an end. We want to be receptive to that. We want to be patient in that. There's this claw energy. So this isn't like a quick switch over. Like there's a lot of things that are going to be built in this next season as we're preparing to fully throw ourselves into it. So just, be patient. Allow something to take its time. We have bouquet, compliments from an admirer. I feel like, if we are going to be stepping into something new, it's going to be building, brick by brick. I don't think we're supposed to be flung into anything right now. This is definitely a space where we're supposed to say, wow, what does this mean? How am I feeling? Like, what does this mean for me? Like, you're supposed to take everything super, super serious right now and be looking into everything, looking into all of the symbolism, looking into all of the different things that it can mean and represent, because nothing is happening just because, especially not now. Let's keep getting into this tea. Let me know how you guys are feeling about the message down below. And again, if you guys want to get private readings for this new moon in Leo to see what joy is going to be helping you manifest, what should you be focusing on right now to create, and also what intentions should you be setting, and you can check down in the description box to get you one of those this week. But let's keep going, guys. Let's wrap up. Well, we have a couple of more cards to get into, but let's get into it, guys. So we have your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. That's why we're not just jumping into this next thing. Your dreams need a practical plan. So this is your time to write your to-do list, write a to-do list for the to-do list. It's your time to get organized. It's your time to really figure out what you want. And it's your time to just make sure that as beautiful as a dream that you're stepping into, this is going to be what you want. Yes, it's going to be awesome. You want to make sure that you're doing the right thing by your dream, by walking the walk and talking the talk across the board. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. Recognize how your past affected you. Recognize how you played a part in things not working out in your past. Really accept your past. Do not let it hold you back. Don't run from it. And if you are letting your past hold you back, that's how you're going to tell, by that envy. When you're not focusing on yourself, when you're letting the comparison get to you, when you're starting to feel disappointed in yourself, when you're starting to feel like you're not enough and what you have isn't enough, and just doubting all of your decisions, that's how you know you're letting your past hold you back. That's how you know that you're losing the plot a little bit, because like I said, that's not even a point. We're doing all that to prepare us for everything that's coming in. So you want to be ready for that. We have a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra, so we definitely could have some specific love tea going on. I feel like we got this card. I don't remember when the last time I got this card, but I feel like I've gotten some new romance stuff in a couple of readings we did maybe a little while back. But a new romantic cycle begins, which makes sense because we have the compliments from an admirer, and we have that you're very highly thought of. So for some of us, it could be specific romance tea. We also have you're very close to achieving your goal, gibbous moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. Also, the new romantic cycle begins is new moon in Libra. I can't remember if I said that or not, but you're very close to achieving your goal. So this is the time to, decide your next steps. This is the time to figure out if you should kick it in gear, if you should give yourself a little break, if you just take some time to reflect. I think this will be a beautiful time to reflect. Because we have the new moon, I think it would also be a good time, like I said, do a loosely based to-do list. I think it will be a good time to think about the things that you've experienced and what they've taught you and how you feel about how far you've come. I think it would be a good time to kind of go back to the basics of, how you used to feel and how you used to think, and think about how those things have changed. And find some joy about where you're going. Find some joy about, what is yours. Find some joy about how you're going to be good, how everything's going to fall into place for you, how you've been seeing things move. Recognize the symbolism in what you've been seeing. And remember that your dreams need a practical plan. Do not let your past hold you back. Your dreams need a practical plan. Get into how you want to bring these things into your life. We have weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Beautiful. Some of us could have definitely let go of some situations that were weighing us down, making us feel exhausted. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. That's really, really, really important. Setting specific boundaries and knowing what is yours and what is not your burden. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Rock bottom. So some of us could have definitely, hit some rock bottom, and maybe we will if we haven't already, because we do have this notice of a problem. So there's going to be a rock bottom type of situation. That's the storm warning energy. So we've already known that's coming. But remember, the rock bottom is just for this next chapter to come in, because this says surrender to the alchemy of life. So this says it's okay for things to not work out. It's okay for me to be confused. It's okay for me to be fucked up and feel crazy and feel scared and feel like I don't have a clue what's going on. It's okay for me to feel alone. It's okay for me to to just feel like I'm abandoned. Like, surrender to the alchemy of life. Like, sometimes life is going to be up, it's going to be down. Life creates magic from all of those things. So surrender to being cracked open. Surrender to being like, okay, dang, I need to sit down. I need to rest and rejuvenate. I need to reflect. I need to figure out what the fuck just happened. I need to figure out what just happened. You know, do that, literally do that. We have Well and Orca elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, and diving deep. So deep healing, share your song. I feel like this is definitely related to that. Communicate clearly, you know, speak about the things that you want and connect deeply with yourself. Well and Orca elders, you know, this is a very deep rooted energy, you know, just connecting with very, very deep frequencies, being very serious about what you want to change, about what you want to step into. Share your song, communicating clearly, being open about the things that you need. Using some sound frequency, using some sound bowl healing could be really, really good for you guys. I went to the park today and did a little self-love solo date at the park. I love a good park. And I was out there for like 2 hours and I listened to sound bowls the whole time, because I always listen to regular music, like my playlist or whatever, whenever I'm outside at the park. But I tried something different today and I just listened to sound bowls. And shout out to the sound bath playlist on Apple Music. Shameless plug, I love that playlist. I'm sure you can look up any sound bowl or healing sounds or even Tibetan sound bowls playlist on Spotify or anywhere you listen to music. Listen to some of those playlists sometimes while you're meditating, while you're working out, while you're journaling, while you're cleaning up, while you're working. You know, really kind of challenge yourself to use frequency of sound to kind of elevate your mind and elevate your energy a little bit. But let's keep getting into the tea, guys. Ooh, I forgot we have an extra one. This says Earth, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. I love this, in the world, but not of it, learning how to be human. So this is really beautiful. You know, I think that this is a reminder that, you know, this is a part of the human experience. You know, we can't bypass this to get what we want. If anything, we got to learn how to finesse this. We got to learn how to make do with the space that we're in so we can get the things that we want. We're not here for nothing. So we have to figure out what we're here for and how we can get the things that we need to from this space and what it's supposed to represent for us. I'm not sure which one I want to do last, so let's just do this one. So we have passion, burning with life's passion. Get excited, get creative, do some creative things, do some painting, do some dancing, do some singing, do some writing, do some creative things, do some organizing, clear your space. Creative things are going to be really, really good with this new moon in Leo. We have intention, spinning fate. Fate is yours to spin. Spin fate. What do you want? What do you want? Set your intention. Write a list of everything that you want. Write a list of what you're going to do to get what you want. How you're going to think to get what you want. How you're going to treat people to get what you want. How are you going to start to move to become who you want to be to attract what you want? We have strength. Know your strength. You guys know this is one of my favorite cards. Know your strength. So know that you're strong enough to do it. You know, you're strong enough to do it. Don't let your past hold you back. This is a part of the process. You're prepared for this and it's setting you up for what you need. We have healing energy. Take your time. Take your time. What's the rush? Take your time, girl. There's no rush. Take your time. Relax. Take a breather. You know, allow yourself to gradually step into this next season, child. Don't feel like you have to rush this because you're so ready. And I know you're going to be ready because you're going to taste it and see it, and you're going to know that it's for you. You're going to know that it's time. But what's for you is always going to be for you. So let it sit there. Take your time stepping into it. We have courage and bravery. Just like we had know your strength. Courage and bravery. You're prepared. You're strong enough to do this. You can handle it. Sacred plan. And take charge and action. So take the time that you need to devise your sacred plan. Take the time that you need to focus on what you want to manifest, what you want to step into, how you want this next season of life to bless you and keep you and cradle you and, you know, just allow you to see everything that life has to offer. You know, I feel like we're in a really magical place right now. I feel like we've just come from the damn trenches, honey, but the space that we're in, you know, this new beginning that we're stepping into is really going to be suited for where we're going. And the space that we were in the past was suited for where we were. And that's just how life is. And we never really know where we're going to be led or what's going to change. All we can hope for is that we continue to show up for ourselves and we continue to do the things that we need to make sure that we feel good about the changes that we have to make and about the spaces that we need to step into. So yes, remember that you can tap into the new moon energies 3 days before and 3 days after the new moon. So you have a full week to work on your intentions, experiment with, how you feel after a day of joy, after a day of sambos. Get specific about the things that you want to manifest. Get you a private new moon reading to get into the tea. You guys can also get all other sessions with me. The tarot course, the new year course is still available. Mentorships, content packages for your businesses, whatever you need, check down below in the description box to get into it. I hope you guys enjoyed this message about the new moon in Leo. Let me know how you guys feel about this new season. Let me know how you feel about everything that's been transpiring thus far. I appreciate you guys as always. I thank you guys for being here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys. Bless.